What's up, guys? It's Kictor, and welcome to Morozushi stream. We have not streamed Morozushi in a while, and I do not remember what's happening. I think they're going to the it's like where Jiggy is hiding things, I think. But there's all the corpses are coming, right? Oh no, they're where like the Yiling Patriarch set up camp, right? We need CSL to come in with a recap. Yeah. Oh my god, they're in like Yiling, aren't they? Because Wending like touched the ground and like contacted his sister or something. Xavian says, "You sound so much better and energetic today." Yes, I feel so much better. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at the background. Guys, look at the back. You gotta see this shit. Look at this. I'm giving you a tour. Okay, you see we got this Wangxin statue that Emma gave me, and the Prince Shalian one that Stitch gave me, and the Huacheng one that Emma gave me, and the Yiling Patriarch one that Emma gave me, and the Taxian Jun hat that Emma gave me, and this Jingguanyao hat that I bought for Stitch. I love how this looks. I am in love with this. I love it. I've got my Sadosugu figures down here, and kind of a Gojo thing over here, and little Arha square here, a little Hualian TGCF square this is still in the works. And then the other ones below, they're still in the works, just kind of put stuff there. Oh my god, we're so close up. Hello. Tina, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Okay, and then, over here, we have, okay, this is a pin banner with some more Gojo stuff on it that I made a while ago. And we have all these super cool posters. We got Jung Chung, we got Gojo, we got Lamonji, we got Javik, we got Genshin, and Yuri on Ice, and Link and Sidon making out, and GameCube, and Pokemon. What else could a girl want? And then, over here, you can't really see, but this is all Beef Leaf keychains, and stickers, and a couple posters. Because Stitch showed me this hack where you can use magnets on metal grates to hang shit. We're renovating this, and I'm so happy with how it looks. Because, oh yeah, there's also the Gooch in there. My office has been an area for the longest time where we were like storing things, so the rest of the house looked nice. And so, like, you can't see the floor, and you can't see the area, like, over there, but it has just been full of boxes, and it's made me, like, not want to, like, be in my office for anything other than streaming. But now the carpet is clear. There's nothing on the ground. And later, my dad's gonna help me put up some shelves so I can put more stuff on the wall, and I'm just so happy. It's like I felt, for anyone who doesn't know, I was kind of sick the last couple days. I felt the sickness leave my body, and I got so much energy, and then Stitch and I just, like, did this, and, like, Stitch did all of that. She put up all the posters. Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but I'm so happy with how it looks. And, I don't know, for those of you who are not a part of my membership, I posted in my community post this morning that some other exciting things happened today, such as I ordered a small perfume sample of this perfume that is supposed to smell like vanilla extract, like the actual scent of vanilla, not like perfume vanilla, like extract vanilla. And it's called Tehota Indult, and it was very expensive, but I just got a little tiny little kind of one, and it is so fucking good. It literally smells like you're cooking with vanilla. Like, it is so perfect. I'm so happy because for my wedding upcoming in March, I wanted to definitely have a perfume so that we can, like, it reminds you of, like, the wedding day smell, you know? So that's something I was looking forward to. And that came today. And I was just so happy. And then you'll never guess what happened after that. My fucking suit came! My suit came! And if you guys would like a sneak peek, you cannot show Stitch though. Stitch doesn't even get to see these pictures. But I can show you a sneak peek of my suit. You won't be able to tell from the pictures, but or maybe I can show you a picture where you can see it a bit clearer. Okay. Look at it. Oh, CSCL! Thank you for donating. Oh, thank you for the recap. Okay, I'll read that in a second. Okay. You're getting wedding spoilers. Okay, so so it's like navy blue, and it has it's hard to tell in the picture, but there is like a checkered detail in like black all along it. It's very nice. It's like really nice fabric. I picked like a luxury quality one. And I think I look so good in the bow tie. I feel like I look so, like, I've never ever once worn a bow tie. I've worn ties for cosplay before, but I've never worn them for like my own style, and I've never worn a bow tie. And when I put the bow tie on, I was like, oh my god, I look so good in a bow tie. And the only thing, and so like with the company that I did the suit with, Quinn, thank you for donating. With the company I did the suit with, I get to do like one more revision for my measurements or whatever, and I think it fits me really well, except for the hips in my pants. I think that they have to take those in because they looked a little bit wide. Yeah, Bond, Kichter Bond, yeah. I think it's gonna look so good. I'm really excited. It was really awesome getting it and making sure that it felt good and it feels good. And also I feel like for anybody that is a girl or was born a girl or anything like that, and you're trying to wear menswear, for me, I have found that sometimes the shoulders are just ridiculously wide and it looks so silly. And it's just like, if you want to get something smaller and then it doesn't fit with your shoulders. So when I got my like fitting done, we like spent extra time making sure that like the shoulders were gonna be like the way that would look good on my body, if that makes sense. Like, he got me to try on a couple different blazers, and all of them, like, even if they fit my waist and my like length, the shoulders were huge because I think men are just giant. So if you don't, I mean, Stitch literally has wider shoulders than me, which is hilarious, but I think that was something that made it feel like it really fit me well, and it wasn't like I'm just like wearing a man's suit. It made it really feel like this is like my suit. And then, you know, like women's blazers I feel like fit me better, but then they kind of have the flare out on the hips, which I wanted more of like a traditional suit look, you know? But yeah, I just so many things can go wrong with like a wedding and organizing and stuff, and it can be so stressful, but I'm just so happy that worked out. Like, I can't believe it. Like, today I got the perfume and I got the suit, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And then spent the day decorating today and working on the Arha video, and Stitch and I had hot chocolate. It's just been a fucking kick-ass day after having like a couple days of just being sick, and I didn't get to go to my hockey game yesterday because I was sick. But yeah, it's been awesome, and now I'm excited to dive back into Mdzs, because like I feel like October is such a good time to read Mdzs. Kate says the perfume's Chu Wanning's pheromones. Yes, I think he would love it because it's so sweet. Okay, CSZL's recap. Thank you for donating as well. Jing Guanyao returns his keys. Oh yes, he gave back his token that allows him to enter the land sect because it like did not allow him to enter anymore. Lamonji and Wei Wuxian head for the burial mounds. Yes. They overhear a farm family eat dinner. Wenning scares them off. Wei Wuxian calls Lan Wangji Argaga in the hay. Wei Wuxian plans their retirement and remembers his parents. All we need is a little one. Yes, oh my god. Yeah, he gets so sappy over like riding the donkey. Miss Rosie, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Thank you so much. And Rose City Kimono, thank you for your donation. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I'm gonna read Quinn's donation, and then I will read what yours says. Quinn, thank you for donating, Quinn. Says, I binged TGCF over the weekend. After petting donkeys at a farm, Windmaster is my beloved, and I love them so much. Dude, yes. Yes! As you can see from my wall, Windmaster is also my beloved. Oh my goodness. I love Windmaster so much. They're your best friend. That's amazing. I'm just reading the comments here of you guys reacting to my suit. I appreciate everyone saying I look good. Thank you so much. Oh, Rose City Kimono said, needed a content warning on Run Wild 3. Bro. Yes. Stitch told me what happens, and I was like, holy fuck. That's fucking crazy. Definitely very upsetting content, which is hilarious because we deal with, like, these danmei where there's, like, crazy fucking torture and, like, all kinds of different, you know, things that could be used as content warnings, that it's just like crazy scenarios. And then like the modern AU has like the most fucked up scene. I'm really sorry to hear that it was not good for you to read. Like, I wouldn't want to read that either. Stitch actually even marked the page for me. I'm so sorry that you had that happen to you in your family as well. Like, I feel like reading danmei is always such like a fun escape for us. So then if it does have something really triggering, it's like, it's just awful. So I totally understand that being extremely upsetting. Whenever we do the danmei book reviews, if there's something that's like, you know, usually a content warning, we like to do it like definitely beforehand. So yeah, oh god, Stitch, because I'm actually still on book 2, but I've actually been reading it a lot past couple days. I'm almost finished it. And when Stitch finished book 3, I was like, what? So yeah. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. Rosie Nation has been a member for 26 months. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate you being here for that long. Speaking of wedding planning, I got engagement pics taken on Friday and saw a venue on Sunday. Oh my god, how exciting! It's getting real! I think we will choose it as it has everything we need. Dude, that's amazing! Oh my god, getting to finding the venue is the best, and then you can just plan everything else around that. That's fantastic. That's awesome. And I see Miss Rosie said, as a celebration for the suit. Oh, thank you! That's so nice of you. Thank you for celebrating me. That really means a lot. You're so sweet. Orion's been born. You've been a member for 9 months. Oh my goodness. And you came out a beautiful baby Jung Chung. Oh my goodness. Perfect in every way. I can't believe Wei Wuxian was like, what if me and Lemonji adopted a baby and lived together? But like a bro thing. Yeah, I love how he was like, yeah, me and Lanjian will retire and we'll have separate houses, but he'll always be at my house and we'll always have dinner together and we'll always do absolutely everything together. He's so close. He's so close. What if Stitch rewatches this live stream? I don't think Stitch has ever rewatched a live stream. She does tune in every now and then, but I know she is deep in reading Omniscient Reader's viewpoint right now. She's reading the webcomic. She's so deep in it. It's like she hasn't been feeling well the past couple days either, so she's just been on the couch like scrolling through it like crazy. Oh, Crimson Queen says, what perfume sample did you get? It's called Tehota Indult. Kichter says, Chi Zhou or He Yu and Shay Ching Chung. Choose wisely. Oh, fuck. Bro, I have to say He Yu and Shay Ching Chung. I actually have really awesome official art from them that I bought at a bookstore in Seattle. Oh my god, Beep Boop! Beep Boop! What? Boop, I can finally scream for all the donations on Friday. Boop! Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Boop. Also, yes, Crimson Queen, I would 1000% recommend it. Boop, thank you so much. Noah, our gay savior. What an incredible name. Dude, the whole chat is green. The whole chat's green thanks to you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Hey, Brock! How are you doing, Brock? Oh my god, Boop, thank you so much. I can't believe you. Hi, Shane HR. Oh my goodness. Welcome all the new members. Oh my goodness. CSCL says about Wei Wuxian thinking about Lan Wangji and him having a life together. And we'll have wives, but I'm not going to picture them, and who cares where they are. Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn. Oh my god. Boop, how are you doing today, Boop? Please tell me about your day. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you. Thank you so much. Cat's Cow says, I did my haunted house Wei Wuxian photo shoot yesterday. It was so fun. Oh, sick! I posted some pics on the community page. I'm headed up by. Oh my god, okay, sweet. I want to see those pics. That's awesome. I'll head to the community page after this. That's awesome. Shruvia says, I watched Suzume today as my feel-good movie of the day. Such a good movie. Yeah, I watched that with Stitch, I think last year. I liked it too. It's really good. I love those movies. The feeling and the soundtrack of those are always so good. Really feel good. What else have people gotten up to today? Crimson Queen says, if you like vanilla scents, I can definitely recommend some of the ones I have and love. I want to smell like a bakery / edible and get so many compliments. Oh yeah, absolutely. Please let me know. I really like the scent of like actual baking vanilla. And I remember being in like grade 6 and a substitute teacher that I had came in, and I remember when she walked past me, I was like, that is the best smell I have ever smelled. And I've been like searching for it for years. Esper Lady says, I got the fabric and supplies for the pants for my Suebuchu cosplay. Oh my god, sick! Dude, that's awesome. It's coming together. Oh my gosh. And Chaos Control! Bro, I have it in my calendar to stream today on your birthday. And you're saying your birthday was yesterday? I literally have it in my calendar for Monday, Chaos Control's birthday. I'm not even joking, it's in my calendar. I'm glad to see you're here so I can say happy birthday! Everybody, chaos in the chat for Chaos Control's birthday. Oh my gosh. And you've been a member for 11 months. Thank you so much for all of the controlled chaos over the past 11 months, dude. Thank you so much. I hope you had an incredible, incredible birthday and that you're still celebrating it right now. That's awesome. I guess, is it because of the time zone? That's so funny. Happy birthday, Chaos Control! Meridia says, I dyed my hair rainbow color the other day. I got a lot of compliments from work. Oh my god, that's crazy. Plus, I just found out I got a distinction in qualification I was working on for a year. Dude, oh my god, congrats. Man, getting rainbow colors. How do you do that? It must have been like a very intensive process. That's so cool though. I'd love to see it. Spazzy, who's making Halloween costumes or decorations, says, I put more flesh on my corpses and was painting and staining rotting skin tone as the Amazon guy was walking up. His reaction was interesting. Yeah, that's amazing though. Hey, if you spook the Amazon guy, imagine how spooked your trick-or-treaters are gonna be. Meridia says, it was bleached to begin with, so my sister helped add in the color. Cool! Oh my god, that is awesome. That's awesome. That is super awesome. Chaos Control says, yeah, the time zone. That's okay. It still counts. It still counts. Curious Magpie says, hi, first time catching a live in a while. Trying to stay awake on the bus home from a concert. Just another hour to go. Oh, man. I hate taking the bus. I hope you have a good bus ride and that I can entertain you. Kohaku says, speaking of baking scents, Bath & Body Works has a scent called Warm Vanilla Sugar, and it smells like cookies. Ooh, okay, I'll have to check it out. Bath & Body Works. Yes, there's Bath & Body Works, and there's the Body Shop. Those are two, like, smell scent places, soap places in the mall. Miss Rosie says, thinking of making a Yanwushi wig, just because. Not sure if I'll do a full cosplay of him or something silly, like a maid cosplay of him. It fits his personality. Yes. He would fucking love to be in a maid outfit. He killed it when he did dress up as a woman. Oh my goodness, the donation train in a row. That was crazy. Holy cow. Beeboop, thank you so much for donating on top of the 20 freaking gifts. Thank you so much. Beeboop says, hello, I've had a pretty good day. I had a rough weekend physically, but I'm feeling better now. Oh, okay, I'm glad that you're feeling better now, Beeboop. Oh my goodness. Glad you're feeling better now. Yeah, feel better together. Thank you so much, Beeboop. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. You're so, so kind, and I'm glad that you're feeling better. And Chaos Control also donated on your birthday, said, I had such a good birthday. I partied from the 18th to today. Nice! That's awesome. That's the way you gotta do it. That's the best. And you deserve it. I'm glad to hear that. Kate says, I will go with He Yu and Shay Ching Chung for this week's Patreon then. Yeah! Just so you know, the request involved feet. So thanks. Now I gotta draw foot stuff. I mean, that suits them because they did have a foot scene in the most recent volume. So... Crystal, I didn't see the picture of your wedding tiara yet. That's exciting, though. I love that, you know, at your wedding, you can do whatever the hell you want. You want a tiara? You can wear a fucking tiara, right? I think Stitch is gonna wear a cape. Xavian says, page 49, chapter 9. What is that referring to? Wait, Xavian, I'm confused. Wait, what was that for? Broccoli Fox says, during Christmas, I can barely get rid of the freshly baked cookie smell. It's like it's stuck to every single pore. Vanilla, cinnamon, a bit of chocolate, and just that nuttiness of the roasted nuts. I love all those smells. I actually kind of wanted to make cookies today. We still might. Crimson Queen says, Sand and Fog has a perfume oil called White Vanilla that is so sweet and yummy. Pair it with their Pistachio Dream and you will be delicious. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Xavian says, secret writing things no one definitely knows about. Oh, wait, is that, are you on page 49, chapter 9 of your own fic? Because if so, that's wicked. Akela says, hi all, first time being here. I found this channel last week after binging TGCF and Motozushi and needing more of the fandom. Oh, welcome! Thank you for joining my channel. What? Chaos Control! What? Are you kidding me? Stop. Chaos Control, it's your birthday! It's your birthday! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Chaos Control. That is so kind of you to be so generous on your birthday. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe you. Thank you so much. The chat is just the membership. Chung Chung is dancing in desperate times. He's dancing for the members. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jung Chung is getting paid for his dancing. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Hey, maybe I'll use Kate's Patreon image of the Yu and Shay Ching Chung foot stuff for the next membership milestone. Chaos Control donated again. It's my birthday gift to you on my birthday. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Chaos Control, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Xavian says, holy memberships, Batman. Also, yes, Kicker, it is. I'll update later in the stream. Okay, please tell me more. Oh my god. Kate says, do you want to? I can make a safe-ish version. I'm very curious. Kate, I'd love to use all your art for many different things. I'd like to make every dollar amount and every membership amount a different picture, a different art picture of yours. Crimson Queen says, at this rate, you'll have 500,000 subscribers by the wedding. Yes, please remember to click subscribe. Chaos Control says, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Love you all. I love you too, Chaos Control. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Kate says, when you start reading TGCF, we'll need to have meetings. Okay, yes. Oh my gosh, my cheeks hurt already from smiling and laughing so much. Wow, I feel very, very blessed. Thank you so much. Sugar Kiss says, I shared today's MXTXtober prompt on the community post, and I'm very proud of this one. Oh, that's awesome. I would love to see that. I also want to jump in on MXTXtober. We still have time. Because I'm drawing a JVIC picture for my friend Cass right now. And since I've been drawing, I'm like back in like the drawing I want to draw, you know? So maybe I can get one of the later prompts in. Ellery Bell, what's up, my fellow Hushwen lover? Sup, fellow Hushwen bro? It's been a while since I was able to catch a full stream. I just got a gorgeous new home office setup. Oh my god, fantastic. And a gaming PC. Nice! So I've been playing Hades and Hades 2, and I've owned my whole brain lately. That's awesome. I have heard great things about Hades. That's sick. Oh my gosh, such an incredible feeling to have a home office setup. I was just talking about how much I love my office. So that's wicked. I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome. Glad to hear from you, dude. Fox the Ember has been a member for 2 months and says, I have been struggling with my MXTXtober stuff too. Yeah, it can be tough to keep up with it. But I believe in you. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. Sugarkiss says, yes, your art only gets better and better. And Javik, say less. Yeah, I could show you it. I can go grab my iPad and I'll show you guys. I'll be right back. Chaos Control, I have a special guest for you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Chaos Control.
So you have an amazing day.
And also say thank you to Bee-Boop.
Bee-Boop! What have you done? Thank you, Bee-Boop. Okay.
Yes.
You have one. Come back. I love you. I miss you. Oh, there. So cute.
Sometimes when I'm playing Silent Hill, in the Silent Hill streams, I will just stop and be like, I need to go say hi to Snitch. It's been too long without her. Okay, let me show you my drawing really quick. I'm still working on it. It's also like heavily referenced another drawing. But apparently that's how you learn. That's how you learn. That is how you learn. Yes! Oh, too bright. Yeah. Give him a little smooch. A little smooch. I'm working on eyelids. I'm working on eyes and eyelids. I feel like I'm doing something there, you know? I feel like I unlocked something with that eyelid. Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh, Chaos Control says, when I was out, I met someone who had my same birthday but was double my age, so she was 21 when I was born. Oh my god, no way! That's so cute. Thanks, guys. Jung Jung still be dancing. Yeah, we're caught up now. I think it's Chaos Control, and then Ellery, and then it'll show Fox the Embers, but I believe I've mentioned everybody's things now. Kate says, have you ever played Until Dawn? Yes, I have. I did play Until Dawn, actually. I did beat it a couple years ago. Yeah, that one was a little freaky, scary. Like, the torture thing was pretty gross in that. But I remember I played that with my friends when I was in film school, and I'm pretty sure we beat it in 2 days, but we played it like all day and all night. I love how everyone's still talking about scents in the chat. This has become perfume chat. I wish you could smell me through the camera. Thanks, Xavian. I appreciate that coming from you. That references are totally how you learn, and every good artist will keep using them. Yeah. I gotta learn. It's just crazy. Like, my family is full of incredible artists. Like, incredible artists. It's just so crazy. It's crazy that I was never, like, encouraged to take art lessons or anything, because I don't think anyone in my family ever did. Everyone was just fucking born with, like, the talent of being a fucking incredible painter. And my dad is an incredible artist. Just, like, naturally. It's like, crazy. It doesn't come as naturally to me, though. But at least everyone in my family really, like, appreciates art and thinks it's cool. And, like, our whole house, like, outside of, like, Stitch and I's, like, main areas is just full of paintings that my family's done. Like, my aunt and my grandpa. Emma! Hey, Emma! Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I just finished watching Over the Garden Wall with some of my friends. Oh, wicked! That's awesome. I love Over the Garden Wall. Stitch and I've got to watch that one. Oh, last night, Stitch and I watched Moulin Rouge. I've never seen it before, but I know a lot of people do, like, CMVs and cosplay skits to that one song. That's, like, the mashup of all the songs. I know it's the whole thing. But, you know, if you know the one, you know the one. Chaos Control says, I'm gonna go for the night. Love you all. Love you too, Chaos Control. Happy birthday again, and thank you again so much for being so generous. Have an incredible night or morning. And tonight we're going to watch Phantom of the Opera. We've been watching a lot of movies, and the night before that we watched, I cannot remember. It's something. It's like Ramstein and someone's Cinderella. It's the one that has Brandy in it. We've been on a crazy musical kick. Esperility says, I know the one you mean. Thank you. Rogers and Hammersteins. Yes, yes, yes. Did you watch Chicago? No! We should watch that next, actually. I know, it's so funny. Marius Chung, the guy who plays Jung Chung in The Untamed, loves Chicago. There are, like, many interviews with him where he says his favorite musical is Chicago. I don't know what Chicago is about at all. I'm very new to getting into musicals. Only the past couple years I have started to even really know that musicals are, like, fucking amazing. It was just something I never really grew up with or had any friends that were interested in. And then basically I saw The Book of Mormon and Hamilton, and it snowballed from there. Jesus Christ Superstar, The Lion King, Come From Away. I saw all those ones live. Oh, Kinky Boots, that was amazing. I cried. I've seen The Greatest Showman. I love the music in The Greatest Showman. Oh yeah. And we're gonna go see Les Mis because that's coming to Vancouver soon. And I've seen the movie for that one. Yeah. It's musical central here. Dearzy. Hey, Dearzy. Thank you so much for donating. Oh, yes, we've seen Rocky Horror. We watched that last Halloween. Yeah, that's a trip. That's crazy. I haven't seen Sweeney Todd either. Dearzy says 70 new kickflip siblings. Truly, it's been crazy. A couple more, too, because Miss Rosie donated earlier, too. And a few others, too. Also, hi, just stopping by before food, meds, and another nap. Hope y'all have been well and that Stitch is feeling better. Thank you so much for checking in. Yeah, we're doing good. Stitch is a little bit under the weather still, but we're definitely better. Yeah, I think I'll be able to play hockey tomorrow, which is exciting. I have not seen Hadestown either. I know that is also really, really good. Yeah, I feel like there's one other one that people keep talking. What's it called? Evan Hansen. Haven't seen that one. I feel like there's one other that's like really in the zeitgeist kind of right now-ish and like last year-ish. Let's do the time warp again. Oh, Crimson Queen, that's so sweet of you. A fragrance care package. Oh, that package is gonna smell so good. Sugar Kiss, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think some of the songs could absolutely be offensive and definitely intense. It's definitely like, it's the creators of South Park, right? So it's like they're not holding back. There's definitely one song in that I don't like. Kohaku says you definitely need to watch Greatest Showman. I've seen The Greatest Showman. I love, oh my god, what's the song with Zac Efron and him in the bar? You know the one. I love that song. Orion, thank you for your donation. If you watch Sweeney Todd, try to watch the stage version before the Burton movie. I'm biased against the movie. LOL, I know there's a DVD of the 1979 show. Listen, dude, watching Moulin Rouge and, even like the Cinderella movie, Stitch and I are both like, you can tell that like the absurdity that comes across from musical movies is just not there when you're watching a stage play, because when you're actually at a play, your suspension of disbelief is different than when you're watching a movie. Because now I feel like when you watch a movie, you almost expect things to be like realistic and not as absurd, but when you're watching a play, anything can fucking happen because you're already like, this is already so not reality that if it's a bit crazy or doesn't seem realistic, it's fine. But when something is a little bit like campy in a movie, it just doesn't hit the same as a play. So I would definitely say yeah, seeing like the stage play version of a musical would be ideal, although there can still be like amazing movie versions of them. And oh my god, just like Broadway singers are just like amazing compared to like some Hollywood casting. Interesting. Yeah, no, I'd love to see Sweeney Todd. The Other Side. Yes, I love that song. Yeah. Oh, also, one of the greatest musicals of all time, High School Musical. I'm not even joking. I fucking love High School Musical. And I also love School of Rock. I have not seen the musical version of School of Rock, though. Wow, lots of musical fans in the chat. If only... Wait, was there a Motozushi musical, or was it like it was a stage play, right? God, I wish I could see those. Those would be amazing. Moulin Rouge was a movie first that they then reinterpreted into a play. Damn. That's crazy. That movie was fucking bonkers. The editing in that movie is bonkers. Me and Stitch were literally like, it's like you just have to let yourself be taken away by it, Because it's just like, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I've seen Grease, yes. Ooh, some people have actually seen the Morozushi stage play. Nice. Your audience is a bunch of queer people and you're surprised we love musicals. You know what's funny? I have lots of queer friends and they're just not like musical queers. Like my friends that are into musicals are my 2 straight guy friends. Caitlin says, I got an email today from AO3 saying I got a kudos on my 9-year-old fanfic. Oh my god, that's incredible. Someone went hunting for it. That's fantastic. The Wizard of Oz says, I went to a queer musical theater college. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I went to film school, which is a little bit different. Oh my god, Creatoria says, I love musicals. My mom and I paint sets for our local theater, although they are on a hiatus right now. They're looking for a new building. Oh, okay. Yeah, also, I didn't know that, like, you know, like, Vancouver has, like a professional cast that does musicals that you can go see, you know, and they're, like, amazing, and they're not, like, Broadway or anything like that, but it's, like a local production company, I guess, and it's like amazing quality. Like when I saw Kinky Boots, it was through that, and I just haven't been in the scene of like going to live theater before. It's really cool. Like I didn't even realize that you can go and see like university productions of plays and stuff. Yeah, I just saw Lion King actually, like a couple weeks ago. Check out Six or Hadestown. Oh yes, I've heard of both of those. Yes. Heathers is the one I was thinking of, Quinn. I was thinking of Heathers. Crimson Queen says, my son and mom love musicals. We all get together and watch them in his room away from my dad because he doesn't like them. And we can sing along as much as we want without him around. Oh my gosh. There's always somebody that doesn't like musicals. I'm like, how? Oh, seeing the ballet for Christmas. Yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe Stitch and I could go see a ballet this Christmas. That would be nice. You were a part of the background cast for High School Musical, the play at your local theater. Oh my god, nice! Oh yes, Epic. I know all about Epic. I have some friends that are making a super professional CMV to the one that's like, run little wolf, that song. And like a ton of like my friends that are really, really good cosplayers in Vancouver are a part of it. Looks like it's going to be awesome. If you know Vega Cos. The Wizard of Moss says, I listen to Epic every day. Yeah, I think that's so cool. Kate says, had to help my dumbass white cat because she got herself stuck in a closet. Wait, you have a cat? I didn't know you had a cat, Kate. You have a white cat? You have Chu Wanning? Oh, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yeah! Yes, Sienna. Yes, they do that. They do that Carol of the Bells. That's like the scary kind of version. But does it have a divine scratching post? That's funny. The white cat's divine scratching post. Yes, I've also seen a million Wang Jin videos to I Will Fall in Love with You over and over again. I love that crossover, the epic crossover into Dan May. A lot of the songs seem to fit really well. Kate says, I'll send you my cat. Hang on. Falsettos is a good musical if you want to cry and be sad. No! Stitch and I have been recently like watching media that does not have upsetting scenes in it. And we watched Alvin and the Chipmunk versus the Wolfman, which I would argue is one of the greatest movies of all time, and I'm not joking. It also has music in it. And I was like, oh yeah, there's this other Alvin and the Chipmunks movie I remember as a kid, and it's like they travel around the world. And I like looked it up on Reddit, and someone was saying there's like a really upsetting scene with like the mom and like a sad song, and it's like, well, now we can't watch it. Why do some movies have to just throw in the terribly saddest stuff ever? Sea Turtle says my brother has both a white cat and a dumb husky. No way. Oh my god. That's so cute. This morning, Stitch and I also took our little Shibas on a walk. They've been so good. This morning at 6 o'clock, though, I woke up. Okay. There's, like, the dogs can go outside, upstairs or downstairs, and Link, when she wants to go outside, she won't paw at the door. She paws at this mirror, like a giant mirror that we have next to the door, and it's just like, it's just off the wall enough that if she paws it, it makes a really fucking loud rattling sound as it like bangs into the wall. So when she wants to go out, she doesn't scratch at the door. She goes bang, 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 bang on the mirror. She actually like pushes the mirror. And so at 6 a.m. I wake up to that sound and I'm like, oh my god. And I went and let her outside. But frick, man. I mean, it's so nice of her to like alert us when she has to go outside, but like I wish we could get her a little bell, like a little dainty bell instead of a house shaking. Yeah, Wizard of Oz says we had a bell on the door handle. Smart dog knows how to knock. Lex will scratch at the door. Link is like, no, mirror. I know what'll wake her up. She does. She knows how to get attention. She does. B-Boop says, quick, female Hushwen or male Hushwen? I'd have to say male Hushwen. I think he's so angsty and sexy and scary and beautiful. And I love him. Thank you for donating, B-Boop. Oh my goodness. Asking me about my favorite boy. Hey, Apple Dash. Oh, it sounds like you got a busy week ahead of you. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry you haven't been getting lots of sleep, though. All Hushwen is my wife. I'm gonna actually put a poll in the chat. Hushwen. We're gonna do male, female. Oh, female's winning. Male's winning. Oh, it's very close. It's very close. Oh, male's coming in the lead. Meridia says, okay, but I don't think we talk about male versus female Ling Wen enough. Yeah, and you know why? It's because we don't have her Donghua design as a man. Right? I would love to see male Ling Wen. Female Hushwen, but it's still het beef leaf. Oh my god! Female... I've not thought about it that way. Xavian said, I would do unspeakable things for the modern makeup beef leaf I worked on last night. Yes! Yes! Me too! I want to see it! Oh, let me see the white cat. Oh my god! What the hell? You have the fucking cutest cat ever! You have Chuanning! How long have you had Chuanning and not told any of us? Oh my god! Kate, your cat is so cute! Oh. That's so cute, Kate. Oh my god. I've had her for 11 years. You've had Chuanning for 11 years? Wow. So cute. She's named after another famous book character that you probably can't guess. Wow, your cat's name is Katniss? Hey, Briarbox, how's it going? Hello from work. First day back after the pneumonia. How was that? Oh my gosh, how are your lungs feeling? Close, actually, sorta. Interesting, interesting. But, like, not really. Is it Bella? Bella Swan? Beefleaf question. Are they a gay couple, a lesbian couple, or straight? I'm confused. I would say that they are queer because there's gender fuckery involved with Shi Qingxuan. You know, Shi Qingxuan being born a boy but dressing as a girl, and then later fully transforming into a girl and feeling more powerful as a girl. So I think it depends in canon, depending on what part of the timeline they get together. I would say she inherently, like, Shi Qingxuan is some form of, like, gender queer. So they could pass as a straight relationship, they could pass as a gay relationship. It's like I have lots of friends that are trans but appear as if they're in a straight relationship. And that's on the couple if they want to be identified as like they're still a queer couple, or if they're a straight couple, I suppose. Briarbox says they're struggling still. I'm relying heavily on breathing treatments and cold medicine. I get winded easily, but I'm back. Nice. Be sure to take it easy, man. I know you're gonna take care of yourself. You got a wife now. You gotta take care of your lungs. Caitlin says, lovely, I didn't know the lore. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Shi Qingxuan's backstory is very interesting. Very interesting. Popular at the same time. Think of something that was huge 10 years ago. Is it a girl name or a boy name? Is it like a Marvel name? Is your cat Pepper Potts? Elsa, aw. Briarbox says, any word on the postal strike yet? I want to send y'all another letter. I have been getting a little bit of mail to my P.O. box, and the strike is on like a rotating strike now, so it's like half on strike. So I think stuff is coming through now. There were dragons involved and zombies. Oh, is it, the Game of Thrones. What's her name? The girl from Game of Thrones. The hats are on, they're like little clear acrylic stands. They're like, it's like this big, and it's just a plastic stand for... I got them on Amazon. Ah! Oh my god, it's so close. Good night, Crimson Queen. Yes, I hope you don't work Saturday. I'm excited to see you Friday. Her name is Danny. Ha! Nice. Nice. I call her Daniel when she's bad. Aww. Danny Phantom. Daniel. All right. Shall we read? What? Briarbox, you have a cat? How am I just learning so many of you guys have cats? Orion's Belt says, it's always a little silly with being trans and relationship labels. I get to be queer and straight at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have one friend, and like, you would never ever know that he was trans ever. And he has a girlfriend, and they just totally, it seemed like they wouldn't know anything about queer people at all, which is so funny. Briarbox says, I do have a cat. She has no thoughts. I'll send you a picture of her. I would love to see your no thoughts cat. You have an 18-year-old cat named Mr. Stinky? Oh my gosh. I had a little cat when I was younger named Max. Little black cat. Oh, Apple Dash is gonna get some new anime this weekend. Hey, be sure to order Peerless because it's coming out tomorrow. I'm excited. And when Danmei comes out, that means Stitch and I go on a little date. We get to go to the bookstore together. Even though we order all of our stuff online, we like to go look at them in the store. And we like to wander around the store. And look at the mugs and the pajamas and shit. and walk around with a little coffee. It's so good. I love it. Quinn has a cat, a rabbit, and a guinea pig. Thank you for donating, Quinn. Damn. Can anybody top that? Anyone got 4 different animals in their house? Cats Cows has cows. Yeah, I miss Cats Cows. I miss my Silent Hill shizen. Max and Ruby. I remember that show. Oh, 3 cats and 1 dog. All right, let's see sushi. Oh, I love this like color. Okay, your cat's hilarious. Oh. I love this like color of cat. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Ah. I love sushi. Sienna says, I have a snake named Naga and a tarantula named Amelia. Oh my god, that's cool. Oh my gosh, that's super cool. I have a friend with a pet tarantula as well. Do I have a friend with a snake? I did have a friend with a snake. I can't remember what friend it was, though. Thank you for donating, Sienna. And thank you, Caitlin, for donating. 3 cats, a dog, and chickens. Ooh, okay. Do all of your chickens have names, too? Spark has snakes. Ooh. Where is Spark? I miss Spark. Emma, I know, has a bunch of dogs, I think. Or is at least around a bunch of dogs often. Hey, we're almost done this book. We kind of blew through this. The chickens have 1 name. Chicken. Your friend had a snake named Fergie? Oh my gosh. Obi and Kylo, that's cute. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about your cat, CSCL. All right, shall we jump in? I want to figure out what's happening here. I I feel like where my bookmark is isn't where we were. Okay. Yeah, they're going to the burial mounds, and Wen Ning, like, touches the ground, and he's like... Oh, okay, they come across the juniors. I don't think we got to that, though. Bee-boop! Oh my god, thank you for donating, asking about my favorite man again. Another quick question. Hushwen Blackwater or Hushwen Earthmaster? Okay. If you want my actual opinion, I really like... Oh, that's a good question. I think he's very hot as the Earthmaster, but as Blackwater, I think he's so hot as Blackwater. This is just my own personal thing. I personally don't like it when people make him like monstrous and make him look like part fish, or like make him have like fish gills or like pointy ears. I like him just being like a pale, handsome ghost with gold earrings and black robes and fucking Peanut Jr. the fish, you know? So I personally like that version of Blackwater. I think the monster designs are cool. Don't get me wrong, I think they're cool. But if it's in my mind's eye of my favorite man. We hear the juniors in the cave, but we didn't enter the cave. Okay, yes, that's where we are. That's where we are. What if tentacles, though? Kate! Okay. Basically, all you need to know is that Lan Wangji, Wei Wuxian, and Wen Ning are heading towards where, like, all the corpses are being led somewhere by the Yin Tiger Tally, and they're like, where the fuck are they going? And they come across a cave. The pitch black mouth of the cave was over 16 meters tall and wide. Before they even got close, they were assaulted by a gust after gust of chilly wind. They could almost hear faint, indiscernible human moans. This was rumored to be the Yiling Patriarch's infamous lair, where he'd committed atrocities most unspeakable and slain humans to conscript them into the ranks of his army of the dead, the Demon Quelling Cave. The domed ceiling of the Demon Quelling Cave was high and broad. The three held their breath as they crept into the cave. Not one of them made a single sound, but the human voices coming from deep within the cave only grew louder and noisier. Wei Wuxian knew this cave's terrain like the back of his hand. He walked at the front, leading them, and when they came to a particular spot, he gestured for the other two to stop. They were separated from the main area of the cave by a stone wall. Through the holes in the wall, they could see a cavern big enough to accommodate 1,000 people. Over 100 currently sat in the center with their limbs securely bound by immortal binding ropes. From the looks of it, the captives were all extremely young. Judging by their swords and the colors of their attire, they were either scions or high-ranking sept disciples from various clans. Wei Wuxian exchanged a look with Lan Wangji. Before they could start quietly discussing their options, one of the youths sitting on the ground suddenly started speaking. If you ask me, you shouldn't have stabbed him just once. Why didn't you just decapitate him? His voice wasn't terribly loud, but the Demon Quelling Cave was empty and cavernous. The moment he opened his mouth, the echo resounded everywhere. As such, there was no need to eavesdrop, since they could hear everything quite clearly. The moment the boy spoke, Wei Wuxian realized he both looked and sounded familiar. It took a while to recall that he was the boy who'd gotten in that tussle with Jinling the other day. Jin Chan. He took another look at the frosty, gloomy-looking youth beside the aforementioned boy. Who could it be if not Jinling? Jinling didn't even spare a look at Jin Chan, but kept his head down and said nothing. A loud rumble gurgled from the stomach of another boy sitting beside him. They've been gone for days, the boy complained. What do they even want from us? If they want to kill us, to chop us to bits, they could at least make it quick. I'd rather be gnawed to death by a monster during a night hunt than starve to death here. The one blabbering on and on was Lan Jingyi. What else could they want? Jin Chan shot back. They must be planning to do the same thing he did to the Wen dogs during the Sunshot campaign. They'll turn us into his corpse puppets, then use us against our families so they can't bring themselves to attack. They want to let their enemies do the work of killing each other off. Through gritted teeth, he growled, "That despicable, inhuman Wei dog!" All of a sudden, Jinling icily cut him off. "Shut up." Jin Chan was stunned. "Shut up? What do you mean, shut up?" "What do I mean?" Jinling echoed mockingly. "Did you go deaf or stupid? You can't understand human speech? Shut up means stop making such a racket." Interesting that Jinling didn't like hearing him shit-talk Wei Wuxian. CSL says, "All I'm hearing is that TikTok sound. Oh, yay, I'm a sacrifice." Having been tied up for a while, Jin Chan was in quite a cantankerous mood. "Who are you telling me to shut up? Who are you to tell me to shut up?" he raged. "What's the use of spouting all that crap?" Jinling spat back. "Will the ropes break just because you keep going on and on and on? It's so annoying to have to listen to you. You—" "We are trapped here," another young voice interrupted. "There are countless walking corpses outside, and we have no idea if or when they will decide to charge in. Do you really still want to bicker at a time like this?" The calmest voice of the bunch was, of course, "Who's that Pokemon?" Lan Zijue. "He started it," Jin Chan objected. "What? You can cuss people out, but won't let them return the favor? Huh, Jinling, who do you think you are? You think just because Liang Fanzun is the cultivation chief now, you will be one day? I won't shut up. The way I see it, you..." "It's Zijue!" "Fuck!" A thud echoed through the cave as Jinling slammed his head into Jin Chan's. Jin Chan cried out in pain and cursed. "You want to fight? Bring it on. You've pissed me off now, you motherless, ill-bred brat." Whoa. Jinling was absolutely livid when he heard this. He couldn't throw punches with his arms bound, so he pummeled Jin Chan with his elbows and knees until the latter was yelping in pain. But Jinling was just one person, and Jin Chan always had a posse to back him up. The moment his cronies saw Jin Chan was at a disadvantage, they immediately yelled, "We'll help!" and came swarming over. Lan Zijue, sitting nearby, was helplessly swept up into the melee. With great difficulty, he managed to urge the others to calm down, all of you, calm down, at first. But as he continued to get accidentally whacked again and again by flying elbows, his brows furrowed in pain and his face grew increasingly dark. In the end, he too joined the scuffle with a frustrated cry. The three on the outskirts couldn't watch any longer. Wei Wuxian took the lead, leaping onto the stone stairs before the demon-quelling cave and hollering at the crowd. "Hey, everyone, look here!" His shout reverberated deafeningly through the demon-quelling cave. The tussling youths all looked up. Seeing the familiar figure beside Wei Wuxian, Lan Zijue loudly cried out in delight, "Hengguan-jun!" Lan Jingyi screamed even louder, "Hengguan-jun! Ah!" "What are you guys so happy about?" Jin Chan was seized with terror. They're accomplices!" Wei Wuxian strode into the demon-quelling cave. He pulled Swabian out of its sheath and offhandedly chucked it behind him. The sword was caught in a free fall by a shadow that darted forward. It was Wen Ning. The group of juniors screamed and shrieked again. "The Ghost General!" Wen Ning raised Swabian and slashed the sword down towards Jinling. Jinling gritted his teeth and shut his eyes, but contrary to his expectations, he felt the immortal binding rope's hold on him slacken as Swabian severed it. Wen Ning walked around the cave, slicing free all the immortal binding ropes. The juniors he set free could neither flee nor stay. Inside the cave was the Yiling Patriarch, the Ghost General, and Hengguan-jun, who betrayed the Orthodox way. But outside lurked countless walking corpses braying for food. It's like the Yiling Patriarch, Wen Ning, and Hengguan-jun walk into a bar. CSCL says, I always love the contrast between everyone being like, oh no, the Yeeling Patriarch, and the Land Juniors being like, yay! Yeah. Dad's here! Jin-chan is the guy that was bullying Jinling, and Wei Wuxian taught Jinling how to kick his ass. Caught on the horns of a dilemma, all they could do was shrink back into a corner and stare fixedly at the stoic Wen Ning as he busied himself around the cave. Lan Sizhui, however, was beaming brightly. Mo, Wei Qianbei, you're here to rescue us, right? You weren't the ones who had us captured and brought here, right? Although it was a question, his expression spoke of complete trust and delight. Wei Wuxian felt his heart grow warm. He squatted down to ruffle Lan Sizhui's hair, which had somehow stayed neat over the past few trying days, and mess it up all up again. And mess it all up. Me? You know how poor I am. Where would I get the money to hire people? Lan Sizhui nodded again and again. Uh-huh, I knew it. I knew Chuanbei is really very poor. Wei Wuxian was momentarily struck speechless. Good boy. He finally faintly praised. How many people do our opponents have? Are there any ambushes set up around here? Lan Jingyi shook off the rope on him and barged into the conversation to answer. They have lots of people. Their faces were covered with black smoke, so we didn't get a clear look at what they looked like. They tied us up and threw us in here, then just ignored us like they wanted us to perish here. Oh, and there are lots of walking corpses outside. They keep on howling. Bishan emerged from its sheath with a swing to sever the remaining immortal binding ropes that bound the two of them. Lan Wangji summoned the sword back into its sheath and commended Lan Sizhui. Well done. What he meant was that Lan Sizhui had done well to keep his composure and maintain his trust in them. Lan Sizhui hurried to his feet and stood tall as he faced Lan Wangji, but before he could manage a smile, Wei Wuxian intervened with a cheeky comment. That's right, well done indeed. Sizhui even knows how to brawl now. Lan Sizhui's face flushed red in an instant. That was a momentary impulse. Wei Wuxian acting offended that the people call him broke Gaga when all he does is spend Lan Wangji's money, right? If there's rich Gaga, that means there's also broke Gaga. All of a sudden, Wei Wuxian sensed someone approaching. He looked back only to see Jinling standing stiffly behind them. Lan Wangji immediately stepped in front of Wei Wuxian to shield him. Ooh, sexy. And Lan Sizhui stepped in front of Lan Wangji. Oh! Jin Gongzi, Lan Sizhui cautiously called. Wei Wuxian strode out from behind them. What are the two of you doing? It's like you're making a human pyramid. Jinling's expression was strange as he relaxed his fists, clenched them, and relaxed them again. He looked like there was something he wanted to say, but couldn't. Instead, he just stared at the spot where he had stabbed Wei Wuxian in the abdomen. Lan Jingyi's face drained of color. You! You're not thinking about stabbing him again, are you? Jinling's expression froze. Jingyi! Lan Sizhui admonished hurriedly. Wei Wuxian wrapped his arms around the kiddos' necks with a Jingyi on his left and a Sizhui on his right. All right, let's hurry out, he chided. Yes, sir, Lan Sizhui answered. The other boys were still huddled together in the corner, not daring to move. Let's go. Or do you want to stick around here? Lan Jingyi asked the crowd. A boy stiffened his neck and said, There are so many walking corpses out there. You want us to go to our deaths? Gongzi, I'll go out and chase them away, Wen Ning stated. Wei Wuxian nodded, and in an instant, Wen Ning swept out like a gust of wind. The immortal binding ropes have been cut, Lan Sizhui said. If worst comes to worst, we'll join forces and work as one to fight our way out. What if the corpses swarm in after we depart? Judging by the topography of this cave, won't you be easy prey if you stay here? Having said this, he pulled Lan Jingyi with him. The two of them followed after Wen Ning, and several other Lan juniors followed suit. The rest of the boys exchanged looks of dismay. Soon after, someone called out, Sizhui Shang, wait for me! He caught up and left with them. The boy was the romantic who had burned paper money and shed tears for Aching and Yi City. The others called him Zhizhen. He appeared to be the only son of the Ouyang clan of Baling. After that, several others followed in succession, all of them familiar faces from Yi City. The remaining boys were hesitant, but then saw Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji staring at them. The staring made them nervous, no matter who was doing it, so all they could do was steel themselves and head outside, keeping a wide berth between them as they did. Surprising enough, Jinling was the last one out. Just as the giant group had managed to drag their feet to the cave's entrance, a figure was suddenly flung inside. The figure smashed into the cave wall, creating a deep, human-shaped crater. Dust and stone rained down noisily. This is where Hua Cheng punched He Xuan into. A few juniors exclaimed in shock, "The Ghost General!" "Wen Ning?" Wei Wuxian questioned. "What happened?" "Nothing," Wen Ning answered arduously. He tumbled from the crater, then stood up to crudely pop his arm and back into the socket in silence. Wei Wuxian squinted his eyes to look and saw a man in purple standing at the mouth of the demon-quelling cave. "Yan Wuxi? What the hell are you doing in this Danmei?" Spiritual energy sizzled around Zidian. Oh, Zheng. The whip was what had sent Wen Ning flying into the cave. "Zheng, our dead wife!" Ah! No wonder Wen Ning had shown no intent to counterattack. "Juju!" Jinling called out. "Jinling, come here," Zheng ordered coldly. Cultivators in various clan uniforms slowly walked out of the black forest behind him. More and more gathered until finally a dense mass of a couple thousand people surrounded the demon-quelling cave. The cultivators and Zheng himself were soaked in blood, and they looked exhausted. The group of boys dashed out of the demon-quelling cave, crying "Father, Mother, and Gaga!" as they swarmed into the crowd. Jinling looked hesitantly to his left, then to his right, like he hadn't yet made up his mind. "Jinling, what are you dawdling for?" Zheng snapped. "Get over here right now, or do you have a death wish?" Lan Qiren stood before the crowd, looking considerably more aged. There were even streaks of white in his hair. "Wanji," he called. Lan Wangji greeted him quietly. "Shufu." But he still didn't move to join Lan Qiren's side. Lan Qiren understood all too well that this was Lan Wangji's firm and unshakable answer. With an extremely disappointed expression, he shook his head and did not attempt to admonish him again. "Oh shit." Orion's, "Zheng, I thought you were still in Silent Hill." A female cultivator in flowing white robes stepped forward with tears in her eyes. "Han Guanjun, what is happening to you? You're no longer yourself. Years ago, you were irreconcilably at odds with him. How did the Yiling Patriarch bewitch you and make you stand against us?" Lan Wangji ignored her. "Like, who is this bitch? What female cultivator in white? We've never even heard of her before." As she was denied an answer, the female cultivator could only regretfully lament, "Then you are unworthy of your reputation." "Everyone's come to visit again," Wei Wuxian commented. "Of course we had to come," Zheng replied icily. Su Sho was also among the crowd, his 7-stringed guqin strapped to his back. Had it not been for the Yiling Patriarch digging up corpses and taking hostages with such fanfare, as if he feared his return would go unnoticed by the world, I imagine we would not have had to come calling at your lair so soon, he explained leisurely. Wei Wuxian rebuffed the accusations. "I clearly saved these juniors. Why are you people jumping to accuse me instead of thanking me?" Many in the crowd scoffed and grumbled. Now the wolf is crying wolf. Wei Wuxian knew that arguing them was futile, but he was in no hurry anyway. "Come now," Wei Wuxian flashed a smile. "Your turnout this time is a little shabby. We're missing 2 prominent figures, aren't we? Might I ask why Lian Fanzun and Zewujan are not in attendance of this grand occasion?" They're kissing out back in the bushes right now." Su Sho sneered. The day before yesterday, an unknown assailant made an assassination attempt on Lan Fanzun at Golden Carp Tower. He's seriously injured, and Zewujan is doing his best to save him. Oh no, what if they had to dual cultivate? In order to save him, it might be the only thing. They had some parties to plan. They're in the party planning committee, okay? Why ask if you already know? Learning that Jing Guanyao was seriously injured reminded Wei Wuxian of the heroic suicide feint that had allowed him to carry out a sneak attack on Ni Mingjue. He snorted with laughter, unable to stop himself in time. Su She frowned. What are you laughing about? Nothing, Wei Wuxian answered. Just thinking that Lian Fenzhen is pretty prone to getting injured, that's all. A tiny voice suddenly spoke up. Dad, I think maybe he really isn't the culprit. He was the one who saved us back at Yi City, and he seems to be here to save us this time too. Wei Wuxian looked in the direction of the voice. The one who had spoken was Ouyang Zizhen. However, his father immediately rebuked him. Kids should know to keep their mouths shut. Do you understand the situation right now? Do you know who that is? Wei Wuxian withdrew his gaze and commented calmly. I get it. He'd known from the start that no matter what he said, no one would believe him. Whatever he denied could be forced on him, and whatever he admitted could be twisted to fit others' narratives. Lan Wangji's words had originally carried a lot of weight, but he was probably also a target of public criticism after associating with him for this long. Meditation might have been a possibility if Lan Qichen were here to take charge of regarding clan matters. Meditation might have been a possibility if Lan Qichen were here to take charge regarding clan matters, but both Lan Qichen and Jing Guanyao were absent. During the first siege of the burial mounds, Jing Guanshan had led the Jin clan of Lanling, Zheng Cheng, the Zheng clan of Yunmeng, Lan Qiren, the Lan clan of Gusu, and Ni Mingjue, the Ni clan of Qinghe. The former of the two were the main forces, and the latter two there purely for backup. Now the head of the Jin clan of Lanling had yet to arrive, leaving his men under the Lan clan's command. The Lan clan of Gusu was still under Lan Qiren's command, but Ni Huaisong had taken his elder brother's place. He shrank into the crowd, still wearing the look that said he didn't know anything, didn't want to do anything, and was only there to make up the numbers. Only Zheng Cheng was still the same as ever, still the same air of hostility, still the same gloomy expression, still the same intense glare. But Wei Wuxian turned his head slightly and saw Lan Wangji there, standing by his side, without a hint of hesitation or any intention of backing down. Oh, hell yeah. But this time, he was no longer alone. Thousands of cultivators eyed him menacingly, like tigers eyeing prey. A particular middle-aged cultivator, unable to contain himself any longer, leapt forward with a shout. Wei Wuxian, remember me? No, Wei Wuxian honestly replied. The middle-aged cultivator sneered. You don't, but this leg of mine does. He lifted the hem of his robe to reveal a wooden limb. You maimed my leg that night at Nightless City. I'm showing you this to let you know that I, Yi Wei Chun, am part of the crowd surrounding you today. What comes around goes around. You'll get your just desserts. Seemingly inspired by him, another young cultivator stepped forward as well and declared in a loud, clear voice, Wei Wuxian, I won't ask if you remember or not. Both my parents died at your hand. You owe so many blood debts. I'm sure you don't remember them, but I, Fang Mengcheng, will never forget, and I will never forgive. Immediately after, a third person stepped forward, a tall, thin, middle-aged scholar with flashing eyes. He seemed super mundane. This time, Wei Wuxian beat him to it. Did I maim you too? The man shook his head. Wei Wuxian tried guessing again. Did I kill your parents? Massacre your whole family? The man shook his head again. Wei Wuxian was amazed. Then may I ask why you're here? I bear no personal grudge against you, the man said. I came here to join the fight in order for you to understand that he who goes against the world deserves to be condemned by all. No matter what despicable methods you use or how many times you crawl out of your tomb, we will send you back for no reason other than the pursuit of righteous justice. Wow. The crowd broke into deafening cheers at his declaration. Well said, Sect Leader Yao. Sect Leader Yao stepped down with a smile. Encouraged, the others stood up one at a time to declare war upon Wei Wuxian. Your underling Wen Ning snapped my son's neck during the Chongqi Path ambush. My Xishang died because of your vicious curse, his whole body covered in festering sores from wicked goo venom. I am here for no other reason than to prove that there is still justice in the world. Evil will not be tolerated. There is still justice in the world. Evil will not be tolerated. Every single face was alight with righteous ardor. Every single word said was spoken in the name of justice. Every single person was awe-inspiringly upright, impassioned, and brimming with righteous indignation and lofty sentiments. Everyone had no doubt that what they were doing was a glorious feat, a heroic act of righteousness, a crusade of good versus evil that would go down in history exalted by all. Damn. So you admit it was an ambush. Bro, do you realize how cringe you sound right now? I'm a bandwagoner who loves the soapbox. Propaganda and mob mentality is a hell of a drug. Wait, Wushen, who the hell's OCs are these? He doesn't even go here. Right? Oh my god. Is that Shen Chao? Damn. Man, everybody's just blaming Wei Wuxian for all their problems. Long Lost Time Lady says, I wonder how many people got away with horrible things because everyone just blamed Wei Wuxian. Right? Ugh. He is the poor scapegoat. Yep. Okay, we're on to chapter 15 now. Peony for the Soon Departed. I'm sensing a flashback. It was autumn. It's autumn! Oh my god. And the place was Mount Baifeng hunting grounds. Hundreds upon thousands of cultivators would select a location where nefarious creatures dwelled and compete to catch the most prey within an allotted time to showcase their prowess. Oh, is this the Blindfold scene? This sort of event was known as a siege, as a siege hunt. Mount Baifeng was a large range that stretched for many kilometers. Its abundance of prey made it one of the 3 most famous hunting grounds, and to host a number of large-scale siege hunts. A grand event such as this was an opportunity for cultivation clans, big and small, to demonstrate their strength, for clans to recruit new talent, and for wandering cultivators and trainees to make a name for themselves. In front of Mount Baifeng was a large, spacious square with dozens of tall, observant decks erected around it. The crowds milling on these decks were restless with excitement, and the air was abuzz with their whispers. The quietest observation deck was the tallest and most resplendent one, and the spectators seated there were mostly renowned older cultivators or family heads with their female family members. Behind them stood handmaids holding grand canopies or large fans. The ladies seated at the front modestly covered their faces with smaller fans as they observed the hunting grounds below. When the Land Clan of Gusu's riding party appeared, all that modesty went out the window. Everyone taking their tops off. Horses weren't usually necessary once the chase really kicked off during a night hunt. However, riding was one of the skills the juniors of prominent clans were expected to learn. On such a grand occasion, riding into the field wasn't just part of the ceremony. The riders stirred magnificent fanfare and painted a splendid sight. To put it bluntly, they rode horses because the rules said so, and it looked good. Why? Thank you, Quinn, for your donation. All hail the Blindfold scene, yeah! I like how MXTX was like, man, I really want to see Lan Wangji on a horse, but it makes no sense because they could just ride their swords. I'm gonna make it work. Lan Xichen and Lan Wangji sat with poise on their snow-white steeds, slowly leading the Lan Clan of Gusu's procession. Both wore their swords on their waists and carried a bow and quiver on their backs, their white robes and forehead ribbons fluttering in the wind. They looked as lofty as any immortal. Their snow-white boots were immaculately clean, without a single speck of dust upon them. In fact, they were probably cleaner than most people's clothes. The twin Jades of Lan truly were a pair of flawless, precious stones, carved by ice and sculpted by snow. The moment they entered the field, it seemed the air itself grew fresher. Throngs of female cultivators had fallen for them. Women who were more reserved in temperament merely set down their fans, their longing gazes betraying their eagerness. Okay, I think it's obvious that Lan Xichen fell in love with Jing Wenyao, and I'm just like, it's so crazy that there's like no mention of Lan Xichen flirting with any woman. Like, it would make sense because he would be such like an opposite to Lan Wangji. You know, if he was very reserved but like, you know, winked at a woman every now and then, or like could chat up women, you know, it's just like, no, he didn't have that dog in him either. They're all gay. Homotron 3001, what a name. That's a fantastic name. Thank you so much for donating. Homotron 3001 said, just became a member this stream, but your channel is what got me into Danmei. I can't thank you enough for supporting such an incredible and kind community. Finally, books I like aren't just on AO3. Yeah, dude! Absolutely! Thank you so much for saying something so kind. Yeah, I love it here. I love the community. I love these books. It's true. It's crazy that it's like, it feels like fan fiction, but it's so good. Lanchi Chen is too busy making eyes at Jiggy, right? Sea Turtle says, I cannot imagine Lanchi Chen even looking at a woman. Lanchi Chen looking at a woman? What's that? Oh. That's so funny. Orion says, I saw a post shipping Lanchi Chen and Yanli. That would just be like the politest, quietest couple ever. I feel like they would be like such like a hippie vegan couple in like a modern AU, you know? Okay, back to the boys on the horses. They're on their snow white steeds with their snow white boots. Throngs of female cultivators had fallen for them. Women who were more reserved in temperament merely set down their fans, their longing gazes betraying their eagerness. Women of a more audacious temperament, on the other hand, had already rushed to the edges of the observation decks to throw flowers they had prepared for the occasion. A shower of blooms rained from the sky. It was customary to toss flowers as a show of admiration when encountering handsome men and women. Thanks to their clan's prestige, exceptional talent, and extraordinarily good looks, the juniors of the land clan of Gusu were no strangers to these sudden floral storms. Lanchi Chen and Lamonji had been accustomed to such things since they were 13. They remained perfectly self-possessed, inclining their heads towards the observation decks to politely acknowledge the gesture as they continued forward without stopping. Like, were they given training on, like, what to do when a girl throws a flower at you? It's like, look at them. Lamonji's like, okay. It's like, look at them with a smile. I am smiling. All of a sudden, Lamonji raised his hand and caught a flower that had been thrown at his back. He turned around and saw the riding party of the Zheng clan of Yunmeng, which had yet to depart. They were led by Zheng Cheng, who was irritably smacking his lips. The one next to him rode a silky black steed, resting both elbows on the horse's head and looking off to the side as if nothing had happened. He chatted merrily with two slender female cultivators who were next to him. Lanchi Chen noticed Lamonji had pulled his reins to a stop. Wanji, what's the matter? Wei Ying, Lamonji said. Only then did Wei Wuxian turn his head, looking surprised. What? Heng Guanzhen, are you calling me? What's up? Lamonji raised the flower, his expression as chilly as his voice. Was it you? Wei Wuxian denied it immediately. Nope, not me. The two female cultivators next to him ratted him out with equal immediacy. Don't believe him. It was him, all right. How can you guys wrong an innocent man like this? Wei Wuxian despaired. I'm mad now. The two female cultivators giggled and laughed and pulled their reins, trotting back to their own clan's riding party. Lamonji lowered the hand holding the flower and shook his head. Zhang Cheng spoke up. Zewuzhen, Hengguanzhen, sorry about that. Don't mind him. Lanchi Chen smiled. It is fine. On Wanji's behalf, I thank Wei Gongzi for the gift of the flower. Oh my god! Lamonji's like, he's making fun of me! And Lanchi Chen's like, thank him for the flower. Being gay is okay, Wanji. Zheng Cheng, sorry my brother is so gay. Lanchi Chen, I wish your brother was gayer. As they rode off amidst the fragrant air and showering flowers, Jung Chung glanced over to the observation decks. A myriad of handkerchiefs waved from the balconies in a sea of colors. What are you doing, throwing flowers like the rest of them? Can't I throw a couple at him because he's so good looking? Wei Wuxian asked. Jung Chung snorted. How old are you? What do you think you are playing games like that? Wei Wuxian eyed him. Did you want some too? There's still plenty on the ground. I'll pick them for you. He pretended to lean down and Jung Chung barked, Screw off! Just then, Jing Guanyao's voice resounded in the square. The riding party of Ni clan of Qinghe. Ni Mingjue was impressively tall. Oh, imagine that man on a horse. His presence was already forceful when he stood at full height, and on horseback, his power seemed to dominate the entire field. The clamor on the observation decks quieted significantly. It was practically unavoidable for men who ranked high on the charts of prominent cultivators to be drowned in flowers when they made an appearance. But Ni Mingjue ranked 7th was an exception to this rule. While it could be said that Lamoji carried ice within his coldness, a frost colder than snow, Ni Mingjue's coldness carried a fire, a rage that might combust into an inferno at any time. He was even less approachable than Lamoji. Wow! All of them bitchless. Even if there were girls whose hearts raced at the sight of him, they didn't dare throw the flowers they clutched to their chests with sweaty palms, afraid the shower would anger him into slashing down the entire observation deck with one strike of his saber. But the energy of the male cultivators who worshipped Qi Fengzhen more than made up for the deficit of flowers. Today, their cheers were particularly deafening. Oh my god. Don't get me wrong. All the girls were... They thought he was hot, but they were too scared. But the men wanted to fuck him. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, CSL says maybe a poll. Okay, I'll make a poll. Who are you throwing flowers at? Oh, I can only do 4 options. Okay, we'll see at these 4. Everyone is gay for Daga. You might not have even known you were gay until you saw Daga. Kate says I'll throw my flower at Kictor. Thank you, Kate. I'm throwing my flower at Chu Wanning. He needs a big horse, right? CSCL, who are you throwing your flower at? Dude, it's Vero says, I'll keep mine. Okay, everyone's gay for Daga. Next to Ni Mingjue was Ni Huaisang. In contrast to his older brother, he was smartly dressed as always, stylishly accessorized with his saber and jade pendants. With his paper fan gently fluttering, he was the very image of a fine young master in a turbulent world. Isn't that another Danmei? Everyone was well aware that his saber would never leave its sheath, and the young master in question planned on spending the day strolling around Mount Bafang and enjoying the scenery. Wow. Next after the Ni clan of Qinghe was the Zheng clan of Yunmeng. Wei Wuxian and Jung Chung made their entrance. In an instant, the sky was once again full of flower showers. Jung Chung's face grew progressively darker as flowers smacked into him, while Wei Wuxian was enjoying himself thoroughly, quite at ease. He waved at the tallest observation deck. The best spot on that deck belonged to Madame Jin of the Jin clan of Lanling. Today, Zheng Yanli sat next to her. Madame Jin was holding her hand, talking to her and gazing at her lovingly. Zheng Yanli was always described as an unassuming and demure, but when she saw her 2 little brothers waving to her, her face lit up. She set down her fan and shyly spoke a few words to Madame Jin, then walked to the edge of the deck and tossed 2 flowers towards them. She tossed them with all her strength, and for a second, Wei Wuxian and Zheng Chung worried she was going to fall off the deck. They only relaxed when they saw Zheng Yanli steady herself. The two easily caught the blossoms in hand and pinned the light purple flowers by their hearts with a smile before they continued onward. That is so cute. Oh my god, I'm throwing my flower at Yanli, actually. A good number of girls around Zheng Yanli shot her envious looks as she returned to Madame Jin with her head down. Just then, a row of cultivators charged out on tall horses. They wore light armor over their white robes, which were embellished with golden embroidery. The one leading the procession was brightly handsome and clad in the same light armor. He was, of course, the family head, Jing Guanshan. Madame Jin patted Zheng Yanli on the shoulder, then rose to her feet and guided her hand in hand to the deck's edge to point out the riding party of the Jin clan of Lanlang. Amidst the cacophony of neighing and whinnying, a particular rider suddenly broke formation and galloped one round around the square before he reined his steed to a halt. This rider was quite dashing, garbed in robes as white as snow with a dot of cinnabar between his brows to accentuate his captivatingly good looks. His posture when he drew his bow was fierce and valiant, instantly setting off a wave of frenzied fervor on the observation decks. The rider cast a nonchalant gaze in that direction. While he was keeping a straight face with an effort, the corners of his eyes betrayed his pride. Wei Wuxian clicked his tongue and laughed himself silly on his horse. Really gotta hand it to him, he's like a colorful peacock. Restrain yourself, Zheng Cheng warned. JJ is still watching from the deck. Relax, as long as he doesn't make Shijie cry again, I couldn't care less. You shouldn't have brought her here to begin with. The Jin clan of Lanling's invitation was too insistent. I couldn't say no, Zheng Cheng stated. More like Madame Jin's invitation was too enthusiastic, I think, Wei Wuxian commented. She'll definitely cook up some plan later to shove Shijie and that Lord Princess together. As they spoke, Jin Sizhuan had already ridden to the archery range. The row of targets was a checkpoint prior to entering the mountain and formally qualifying for admission to the siege hunt. All participants were expected to successfully shoot a target from a specified distance. There were 7 circles painted on the target, each corresponding to an entry point to the mountain. The closer the arrow hit the red bullseye, the more advantageous the entry point. Jin Sizhuan didn't slow his riding speed one bit as he retrieved an arrow from his quiver. He pulled his bow and shot. Bullseye. Cheers erupted from the crowd on the observation decks. Wei Wuxian and Zheng Cheng certainly didn't twitch one bit at the sight of Jin Sizhuan winning such favor and basking in the crowd's adoration. Suddenly, there was a heavy humph from somewhere nearby. Anyone here still unwilling to admit defeat? Just try shooting better than Sizhuan, someone hollered. The person was tall and brightly handsome, with slightly tanned skin and a loud, clear voice. This was Jin Guanshan's nephew and Jin Sizhuan's cousin of the same generation, Jin Sizhun. Wei Wuxian and Jin Sizhuan had gotten into an argument during Golden Carp Tower's flower viewing banquet. Jin Sizhun had clearly remembered this and was now purposely provoking him. Wei Wuxian merely smiled. Jin Sizhun looked smug to see him give no other response. When it was the Zheng clan of Yunmeng's turn to go to the archery range, Wei Wuxian turned to the twin Jades of Lan. They were knocking arrows on their bows to test their tools. Lan Zhan, give me a hand? Lan Wangji cast him a look but didn't say a word. Zheng Cheng answered instead. What are you doing now? What is it? Lan Wangji asked. Let me borrow your forehead ribbon, Wei Wuxian asked. Lan Wangji immediately turned his eyes away and stopped looking at him when he heard this. Lan Qichen, on the other hand, started chuckling. Wei Gongzi, you might not know this. No need to over-explain, Shangzhang, Lan Wangji interrupted. Oh, no need to explain overmuch, Shangzhang, Lan Wangji interrupted. All right, Lan Qichen acquiesced. Interesting. Lan Qichen was going to be like, you might not know this, Wei Wuxian, but what you're doing is actually pretty gay. And Lan Wangji's like, don't bring it up! Do not bring it up. Zheng Cheng practically wanted to slap Wei Wuxian off his horse. He obviously knew Lan Wangji wasn't going to lend him his forehead ribbon, but he just had to ask anyways. He was just stirring up trouble for nothing. If they'd been somewhere more appropriate, Zheng Cheng would have slapped him. What do you need a forehead ribbon for? To hang yourself? I'll lend you my belt. You're welcome in advance. As he undid the black band of his wrist guard, Wei Wuxian idly replied, Keep your belt. I don't want that thing, even if I can't have his forehead ribbon. Before Zheng Cheng could finish, Wei Wuxian swiftly fastened the black band around his eyes. Then he knocked an arrow, pulled his bow, and let go. Bullseye! The flurry of action happened in a flash. He moved as smoothly as rolling clouds and flowing currents. The others didn't even have time to register what he was planning, and they didn't even see what he'd done before the red center of the target had already been shot through. There was a brief silence before cheers crashed over the field like tidal waves. The applause was even more ardent than it had been for Jin Sijuan. Wei Wuxian smirked and twirled the bow in his hand a few times before tossing it behind him. When Jin Sijun saw he had thoroughly upstaged the Jin clan of Lanling, he gave a heavy snort. His pride and his feelings had clearly both been wounded. "It's only the first arrow to open the event," he said. "You're just pulling flashy stunts. If you're so good, why don't you keep that blindfold on for the entire hunt? We'll see what you're really made of on Mount Baifeng. We'll determine the winner then." Okay, Wei Wuxian replied. Jin Sijun waved and ordered, "Depart!" The cultivators under his command quickly spurred their horses and charged forth, each wanting to be the first to enter, to quickly snatch up all the highest level prey. Watching his clan's well-trained riding party depart, Jing Guanshan seemed rather pleased. When he noticed Wei Wuxian and Zheng Cheng sitting there on their horses, he laughed. "Sect Leader Zheng, Wei Gongzi, why aren't you going into the mountain? Careful, Sijun might take all the prey." "There's no rush," Wei Wuxian assured him. "He won't." The others were all taken aback. Jing Guanshan was still pondering what that meant when he saw Wei Wuxian dismount his horse and turn to Zheng Cheng. "You go first." "Take it easy," Zheng Cheng replied. "Don't get too carried away." Wei Wuxian waved him off, and Zheng Cheng pulled his reins and led the Zheng clan into the hunting grounds. Wei Wuxian, still blindfolded, strolled unhurriedly towards the mountain path with his hands clasped behind his back. It was like he wasn't here to participate in a siege hunt, but was instead strolling in his own garden back home. This is after the Wen clan thing, right? Is this his first time seeing Lan Wangji since he was like, "Come back to Gusu with me"? Isn't that kind of crazy? Damn, like they had like a super bitchy departing. And then he sees Lan Wangji again and he tosses a flower at him. All the other participants were confused. Was he really not going to remove that blindfold for the entire night hunt? How could he hunt like that? They all exchanged dismayed looks, but at the end of the day, it didn't concern them, and they were happy to watch the spectacle, so they departed as well. Wei Wuxian walked by himself for a long while before he finally found a place deep in the forests of Mount Baifeng that was perfect for a break. His stroll had been blocked by an incredibly thick and sturdy branch that sprouted from an even thicker and sturdier tree stump. He slapped the wizened bark a couple times, and in doing so, determined it to be sturdy enough for him to deftly hop up on. The forest blocked out the clamor from the observation decks. Wei Wuxian reclined against the tree, and his eyes drooped shut beneath the black cloth blindfold. Sunlight seeped through the leaves overhead and spilled over his face. He raised Chengqing to his lips and breathed into its mouthpiece as his fingers skimmed along the flute's body. The clear and melodious sound soared towards the horizon like a bird in flight, and its echoes resounded through the forest, distant and continuous. As Wei Wuxian played his flute, he dangled one leg, letting it sway idly beneath him. The tip of his boot brushed the wild grass beneath the tree, and he paid no mind when it became damp with the morning dew that had gathered on the fresh green grass. Having finished his tune, he settled back on the tree, crossing his arms and shifting into a more comfortable position. His flute was tucked between his arms, and the flower diffused a faint, cool fragrance from where it was still pinned by his heart. When he was almost at the point of dozing off, he suddenly jolted awake. He didn't know how long he had rested there, and someone was approaching. But he sensed no killing intent, so he continued to lounge against the tree, too lazy to get up. He was too lazy to even remove the black blindfold, and had only tilted his head towards the sound. He waited a good while, but the other party still did not speak. Wei Wuxian couldn't help but be the first to do so. "You're here to participate in the siege hunt?" No answer. You won't find any prey near me. There was still no response, but the person walked a few steps closer. Now that piqued Wei Wuxian's interest. Ordinary cultivators grew wary at the sight of him. They didn't dare approach, even when there were other people around, never mind interacting with him alone, up close and personal. If it wasn't for the fact he sensed no killing intent from the newcomer, Wei Wuxian might have assumed they came bearing ill intentions. He straightened up slightly and tilted his head in the direction where the person presently stood. The corners of his lips quirked upward in a faint smile. Just as he was about to say something, he was suddenly shoved hard, slammed back against the tree. He moved to yank off his blindfold, but the attempt was thwarted by his wrist being seized. There was strength in that grip. Wei Wuxian couldn't shake it off, and still there was no killing intent. Wei Wuxian suddenly shifted his left sleeve, planning to shake out a talisman. However, the newcomer noticed his intent and seized his other wrist in the same manner, then forcefully pinned both his hands against the tree. Wei Wuxian raised a leg, about to start kicking, when he suddenly felt a touch of warmth on his lips. Stunned, he aborted the movement. Oh shit! Oh shit! The touch was both strange and peculiar, both wet and warm. Wei Wuxian couldn't wrap his head around what was happening at first. His mind was completely blank. When he finally regained his senses, he was shocked. His wrists were locked in place, and he had been pinned against a tree, and the person who had done it was kissing him. He struggled violently for a few moments, wanting to break free and yank off the black blindfold, but surprisingly didn't succeed. Though he had the mind to keep trying, he ultimately forced down the urge. This was because the one kissing him seemed to be trembling, ever so slightly. Oh my god, he's trembling. Oh my god, he's trembling. And Wei Wuxian had thus lost the heart to struggle. Even though this girl's got some strength in those arms of hers, it seems she's the shy and bashful type. She's a nervous wreck. This had to be the case, or she wouldn't have chosen a time like this to ambush him. She must have had to summon a great deal of courage before she dared try. Besides, it seemed her cultivation was high, which meant she must have pride to match. If he rashly pulled off his blindfold and saw her face, it was sure to embarrass her terribly. Their lips brushed and pressed together, careful and cautious and loath to part. Wei Wuxian hadn't yet decided what to do when those other lips suddenly turned fierce. His mouth wasn't fully closed, so the intruding tongue slipped inside easily. All of a sudden, he was at its mercy. He could hardly breathe. He wanted to twist his head away, but the other squeezed his face in their grip and forcibly twisted it back. As their tongues tangled and swirled, his mind spun as well, until he was thoroughly dizzy. A pair of teeth bit his bottom lip, shocking him out from such distraction. Oh my god! They are making out, man! They are totally making out. I love that Lan Wangji went from like fucking trembling and like gentle little kisses, like they just keep kissing and kissing, and then he's like, we're making out now and I'm grabbing your face. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And the bites! Those mysterious lips nuzzled against his own for a moment before they very reluctantly retreated. They nuzzled a little bit before he stopped. It's so intimate. Oh my god. Oh, CSL, you've been born! A beautiful baby! Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, CSL, for being here for 9 months. Oh my gosh. Those mysterious lips nuzzled against his own for a moment before they very reluctantly retreated. Only then did Wei Wuxian manage to recover his wits. Left weak by the kiss, he laid sprawled on the tree for a long time before strength finally returned to his arms. He yanked off the blank blindfold and was briefly blinded by the abrupt glare of sunlight. When he finally managed to open his eyes, there was nothing around him. Shrubbery, wizened trees, wild grasses, vines, but no second person. Wei Wuxian was still feeling a little faint. He sat there on the branch for a while before attempting to hop down. His legs felt weak beneath him, and his head was reeling. Oh my god. He quickly grabbed hold of the tree trunk to support himself and silently cursed his own uselessness. To think he'd just let himself be pinned and kissed like that. To think his knees would still be this weak from it. He glanced up and scanned the area. There wasn't a single sign anyone else had come through. It was almost like it had been an absurd and amorous daydream. Wei Wuxian couldn't help but recall all those tales of lustful mountain spirits and lovesick ghosts. But he was quite certain this hadn't been some mountain spirit or ghost. It had most certainly been human. Recalling how that kiss had felt, a nebulous itch crept into his heart. Wei Wuxian pressed his hand to his chest, and in doing so, noticed the flower he had pinned there was gone. He searched around on the ground, but it was nowhere to be found. It couldn't have vanished into thin air. Still stunned, Wei Wuxian unconsciously touched his lips. It was some time before he managed to utter a comment on what had transpired. Unbelievable. That was my... ... He searched nearby, but still found no one. Wei Wuxian didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He knew the person was likely hiding from him on purpose and wouldn't show themselves again, so he eventually had to abandon his pursuit. He started wandering the forest, and after a while heard the noise of heavy blows from ahead. Looking up, Wei Wuxian saw a tall, white-robed figure ahead, and who could that possibly be, if not Lan Wangji? But while it was obviously Lan Wangji, he wasn't acting at all like himself. Wei Wuxian had spotted him just as he slammed a fist into a tree trunk with such force that it snapped in twain. I forgot about this! Wei Wuxian thought the sight to be very strange. Lan Zhan, what are you doing? The figure whirled around. Sure enough, it was Lan Wangji. His eyes were bloodshot, and his expression was rather frightening. Wei Wuxian was stunned by the sight. Whoa, scary! Leave! Lan Wangji snapped. I just got here and you're telling me to leave? Wei Wuxian said. Do you hate me that much? Stay away from me! Lan Wangji shouted. This was the first time he'd seen Lan Wangji lose his composure like this, aside from the days they'd spent in the Shrine of Slaughter's cave. It had been understandable back then, given the extreme circumstances, but everything was perfectly fine today, so why was he being like this? Wei Wuxian took a step back to stay away, but continued his questions. Hey, Lan Zhan, what's going on with you? Are you okay? If something's the matter, speak up. Lan Wangji wouldn't meet his eyes. Instead, he drew Bishen. Glimmers of blue light slashed past the surrounding trees, shredded by the old sword chi. Moments later, they all collapsed with a loud rumble. He stood there in silence, his grip on his sword tightening until his knuckles turned white. It seemed he had calmed down somewhat. Then he suddenly looked over again, and his heated stare fell on Wei Wuxian. Wei Wuxian was entirely puzzled. He had been blindfolded for over 2 hours, so the sunlight was still too much for his eyes. With the black blindfold removed, they now kept tearing up. His lips were also slightly swollen. Knowing he must look like quite unsightly, he couldn't help touch his fingers to his chin as Lan Wangji continued to stare. Lan Zhan? It is nothing, Lan Wangji stated. He sheathed his sword with a swing, then turned and left. Wei Wuxian still felt something was off about him, so after some thought, he hurried after him just in case. He attempted to lunge for Lan Wangji's wrist to take his pulse, but the man sidestepped and dodged away, glowering coldly at Wei Wuxian. Don't look at me like that, Wei Wuxian said. I just want to see what's going on with you. You were acting really strange just now. Are you sure you didn't get poisoned or have an accident recently during a night hunt or something? No. Seeing that his face returned to normal and he was probably fine now, Wei Wuxian finally relaxed. While he was curious as to what had been the matter, it wasn't his place to pry, so he settled for some idle chatter. Lan Wangji didn't respond at first, but as Wei Wuxian went on, he began to give a terse word here and there in reply. The remnant heat and swelling on Wei Wuxian's lips was a constant reminder that he'd just lost the first kiss he'd been protecting for 20 years! Okay. Everybody who's like, Wei Wuxian's a womanizer, blah, 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 bisexual king, like, yeah, he is a virgin! He's not going around fucking people. He hasn't kissed, he's 20 and he never kissed anyone? He'd been smooched silly and he didn't even know who did it or what they looked like. Absolutely unbelievable. Wei Wuxian heaved a soft sigh. Lan Zhan, have you ever kissed anyone? He asked all of a sudden. If Zheng Cheng had been here to hear the frivolous question, he would have immediately pulverized him. Lan Wangji abruptly stopped in his tracks. His voice was cold and somewhat stiff. Why do you ask? Wei Wuxian started to laugh, looking like he understood. His smile was so wide that his eyes curved at the corners. You haven't, have you? I knew it. I was just asking. No need to be so angry. How would you know? Well, it's pretty obvious, Wei Wuxian explained. You're always stiff as a board. Who dare kiss you? And of course, I don't expect you to ever take the initiative to kiss anyone. I bet you'll be hanging on to your first kiss for the rest of your life. Ha 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 ha. He seemed very pleased with himself. Lamaji remained expressionless, but his face seemed to relax a bit. He spoke only after Wei Wuxian was done laughing. What about you? Me? Wei Wuxian arched an eyebrow. Do you even need to ask? Of course I'm experienced. Lamaji's expression, which had only just eased, was now once again covered by a bitter blanket of frost and snow. Wei Wuxian suddenly fell quiet. Shh! He listened for a moment with rapt attention, then dragged Lamaji behind some shrubbery. Lamaji, not knowing what this was about, was going to ask when he noticed Wei Wuxian fixedly staring at something. Following his line of sight, he saw two figures, one white and one purple, one in front and one behind. They walked slowly, emerging from beneath the blue skies. Okay, I think we should stop there. I gotta go for dinner. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Oh my god. So to think Lamaji had that like insanely emotional breakdown with him being like, come back to Gusu, and him and Zhangchang were like, go fuck yourself, Lanjan. I'm not going back to Gusu. I now have this cool flute technique and I just won the war. And then they meet each other again. Wei Wuxian throws a flower at him, flirts with him as if there was no problem. And then Lamaji is so pent up and sad and crazy that he fucking just takes it all out and kisses him. And it was a good kiss. Oh my god, it was you gotta like just reread that part, like the gentle, him trembling, and then him taking charge and being all dominant and sexy, and then oh my god, it's like Lamaji plays the role of like the submissive maiden and like the dominant sexy lead male in like romance tropes at different periods of times, you know? Ugh. Goodness gracious, that's crazy. We are having stew for dinner. And the kids are setting off fireworks in the park. Sounds like. Xavian says page 52, chapter 10. Thanks for the stream. Oh my god, that's Kittler, dude! Oh my god. Incredible work. Goodness gracious. Yanli stew? It's other stew. My aunt's stew. Sugar Kiss, thank you for gifting a membership. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. This stream was so much fun. And, oh yeah, let me see. Tomorrow, I gotta see what time my hockey's at. See if we could stream tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have hockey at 7:30. I have to do math. I can stream tomorrow. I can stream tomorrow. Yeah. Should we read tomorrow or do Silent Hill tomorrow? Kate says midday Silent Hill. Kate says I know you want Silent Hill. I think I should be able to stream also Wednesday. Oh, maybe not when. I don't know. Oh, I don't want to get stuck with no save point. Good point. Yeah. I think we'll probably read. We'll probably read tomorrow. Yeah. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow for some more reading then. Okay. Bye.